What's going on, guys? This Game So Party, and welcome back to Black Myth Wukong. Now, I'm still working on this game, trying to get all the achievements. I have been working on going through the game to collect all the secret bosses, which I will do. I think that might be the next video. Today, I kind of want to just rant about work with Wukong in the background. I still have a big checklist I gotta do, which is mainly killing things. Hold up, I have a movement speed on, which I thought I turned off. I'm not using it for anything, just moving around. I'm not killing the bosses with this, so don't freak out on me. I don't really need it on right now since I'm not really keeping moving. Spawning here over and over again, killing that guy for a certain thing. But that's pretty much what I have to do, and it's just RNG based, which I don't like. He did not drop it. This is literally all I'm doing. Killing that guy, and because he's close and he respawns pretty good, just respawn back at Towers of Karma. But I haven't talked to you guys about work in a while, so that's kind of why. And today also pissed me off. This week, actually, and it's only Tuesday. Since I last talked about work, became promoted to seniority, so I'm making more money, more benefits, all that shit. Now officially hired in is what they call it, because I was just working there, quote unquote, temporarily. That's what temp means. Not much has gone down since then. They changed supervisors, so I have a different supervisor, which they have been out for a while on sick leave, I assume. I heard they had cancer, which is very unfortunate. They were supposed to be back Monday, but she hasn't came back yet. She's something interesting. When she first came over to our line, a lot of people didn't like her because she was too strict on shit. Our team leaders give us 10-minute breaks because it's too much. It's a lot doing that. Oh, I got it. Beast Buddha. Then we can move on to the Lush Leaves. Most team leaders at that place give you 10-minute breaks. Usually it's 2. And work on the line constantly going non-stop. It's definitely needed, I think. Are these the Lush Leaves? Oh, damn. Also very laggy here. This is a very pretty area, but holy shit. Did I get it already? I did not. Okay, whatever. I think those are what I had to kill, but it's very fucking laggy. It's only when I record, man. It sucks. But with work on the line, it is stressful sometimes, especially for running very good, which is not a good thing for us. So she was just kind of like, you guys shouldn't deserve 10-minute breaks. You should just go to the bathroom and back. It's nice not having to work on the line for a few minutes. She kind of got over it a little bit because we're not really listening to all that. We're gonna keep doing what we were doing before you came over here. That's not fair. There was no problems with that before. There shouldn't be any problems now. That's just how it works. I didn't like her at first. A lot of people didn't. She's kind of grown on us now. Unfortunately, we had to switch bosses. I like the boss that we had before. He's very cool. I think he's definitely my favorite over there. He's hip, but of course, with every boss, their boss gets on their ass about what we're doing on the floor, then they're gonna come and shit on us. I was on his line, actually. I got moved over to his line because he wanted me on a certain job that was open for a while. I liked the job. It was the IP hoist, which is the whole front dash. You use this hoist to pick up the IP, put it in the dash, screw it down with one screw. If the truck had a sunroof, you plug the hose in, and that was pretty much it. It was a very easy job. I actually really liked it. I got it. I was just about to check to see if I already got it and didn't mark it off. IP hoist wasn't a fan favorite. I don't know why. I guess people are just afraid of actually using hoists because they might hit the truck or something, which has happened before. I'm sure everyone's hit the truck with the hoist. Holy shit, it's so laggy when I first load into this. I haven't hit the truck with the hoist, thankfully. I've hit the door seal, which isn't as bad. They just have to take the seal off and replace it. But it's a lot better than hitting a fucking B pillar and having to scrap that truck, or I guess send it to repair to fix it. Oh, I was killing the wrong thing. Unfortunately, though, somebody took that job. It was an open job, so I had to get sent to a different job, which I was still on his team, so wherever he needed me, that's where I went. And I went to a certain job I didn't like at first before I went to the hoist because I guess there was problems with the hoist and he didn't want me on it until they were resolved, which I'm not mad at him for, but the job I was on, I hated it at first. Now I don't mind it too much. I'm not doing that job anymore. After I got fully hired in though, I decided to take the AR position on the line I was originally on. Now I'm kind of regretting just because of the bullshit that I've been through. I'm the only one that knows every single job on that line, and it's not the best line for jobs. I felt bad though, because I actually really like being on his team, but like job wise, you want to be on a good job and you want to be somewhere where you're happy, which that's unlike that place for anyone to be happy. I can't say I'm not upset about the job I chose because I chose it. It's just the fact that I can get bounced around wherever, which is a little sketchy, but I'm not on the same job every day. But there are some jobs that I don't want to be on. I felt bad leaving his team though. Me and him are pretty chill. He liked having me on his team. So when he found out I was leaving, he said, "You gonna leave me?" In like the most sad-ish voice. I felt so bad afterwards. I was like, damn, I don't know now. I don't know if I'm leaving you, big dog. When I first got moved over to his line, I was on the edge of how I felt about it. I was upset because staying on a certain line for so long and now I'm getting moved and have to possibly learn a whole new line. At the same time, that one group leader that I was just talking about, I was just glad I got to get away from her for a little bit. And those jobs on that line, just straight dog shit. So I didn't really know how to feel, but now I'm back over on my line. Everybody was happy when they heard that I was over on my line because it was a bit of a shit show when I left. Nobody knew some of those jobs. She was just a straight bitch though. I remember one time I was waiting for her to place me somewhere because I can't place myself. Oh, I could, depending on like the supervisor, like if I was being petty or not, which I was at the time, because I was like, you're just terrible. Not my job to go and ask where you want me at. And she was pretty upset about that. I pretty much helped the line out for a couple hours until she found out that I wasn't placed on a job, and then she got very upset with me. I didn't want to talk back at the time because I just didn't want to deal with all the bullshit. And as a temp, you don't have too much protection. It's usually like 3 strikes and you're out. And I already had 1 to my name at the time because of my earbuds. I had 2 earbuds in. Fully hired now, it takes a lot more to actually get fired. She kind of gave me attitude when talking. She was like, "Why were you just sitting there for 2 hours doing nothing?" I said, "I was helping out the line and you didn't tell me where to go." I forgot exactly what she said, but she kind of gave me attitude. And she told me to take over for someone. I asked her what she wanted me to do with them, and she kind of like gave me like this surprised look, like I can't believe I just asked that question or some shit. Or I can't believe I'm asking questions in general. She's been better since, but I'm very confused on it if she's actually gonna come back to work or not. And those bosses being on their line is just temporary. Usually around, I don't even know, mid-summer, early summer, they would switch the bosses up. So it could be an upgrade or a downgrade. The boss that we have now though ain't too bad. He's been on my ass this week. It's been a rough week. First of all, I worked Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. They've needed people because it's the Super Bowl and people were calling it third shift anyway, which if I work that day, that's double time. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. I'm not doing anything else. Super Bowl was practically done by the time I had to go anyways. Nobody really needed to take that day off. But yet again, you never know until overtime and shit. I'm not that big of a football fan. I mean, the boys all watched the Super Bowl. I was the last one there. I walked inside and there was just like a feast, like Thanksgiving type shit, which I wasn't expecting at all, but it was pretty neat. I wish I would have known so I could have brought something. I would have brought dessert because I can't cook. But with working overtime, I feel like I'm the most useful on that line since I know every job. Still have to ask all the other seniorities because there could be a chance that that person that owns that job, the third shifter that does that job, won't be there. But most of the time they are. It's like, oh, what other jobs do you know? No, I just know that one. So then they have to double you up. But because I'm an AR and I know all the jobs, they'll just treat me like any other temp and just place me on a certain job, which is what they did. There were 4 jobs that I really didn't want to do. One specifically that I didn't want to do. The job they made me do, it was okay. Wow, I collected all them. All right, cool. We're briefly went seen through the enemy considerably. Increase attack. How do I see through the enemy? What the fuck does that mean? There's 2 spots, so this next one I have to get a certain mask. This area is very laggy. I took the overtime for 4 hours, but because they put me on a certain job that day, didn't stay for the full 8 hours like I was offered. I was really tired too towards the end of that. I kept getting behind. This week just isn't my week. Yesterday and today I was getting behind on a certain job. Wow, that was a lot quicker than the fucking tiger. Okay, we got that done. I think that's it. Now I just need to collect seeds. Sunday wasn't even that bad, like pissing me off. I was talking to the boys the whole time. I signed up for that shit anyway. I was willing to stay 8 hours. I would have been tired as fuck if I came in Monday. A bunch of people came in. That includes one of my coworkers on the worst job on the line, and he got to do his own job, so I guess lucky him. It seems like he loves that job so much. He is always mad, so I don't know. But because he worked all day, I guess he decided to call in Monday, and I got put on his job, and I stopped that bitch so much. I'm not doing it on purpose. I think I've talked about this already. That job I had 115 or 116 stops on. I had another 90 on Monday, and I got bitched at for it. It's not my fault that the job is too hard. I did that same shit last time. I'm gonna do it again. I will do it again if I get put on it. I'm not stopping it on purpose. What are you yelling at me for? I'm doing my best. If you don't like it, then put someone else on that fucking job, because I'm not doing that shit. Same with today. Today wasn't as bad. I was on an easier job, at least I thought I was. I kept stopping that bitch too. And it's not like I was stopping the line for so long. Only stop it for like a second or two, or less than a second. But I guess that they care about how much you're stopping the line anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter. I didn't really get bitched at. He more so bitched at my team leader, which sucks for her. I didn't want her to deal with that. She mentioned multiple times, she's like, oh, you gotta keep the line running. He's on your ass about it. I said he can be on my ass about it. I'm sure it's not him bitching at me for it. It's more like upper management talking through him to bitch at me for it. Which, if that's the case, that's kind of bullshit that you're doing that to him. And second, why do we keep complaining about people stopping the line on a certain job instead of actually changing the job? Because clearly the job's the problem. The guy that owns that job, he did great on it. It's probably because he owns it, so he knows like the in and outs. I really could give a shit less. It doesn't bother me too much stopping the line. Like, it doesn't stress me out. It kind of annoys me because that means I'm behind all the time and I don't have time to like go on my phone real quick to respond to someone or some shit. And it's wild how they just complain about us doing the job when they don't even know what the problem is. They're just assuming it's the operator that's being too slow, or they're doing something they're not supposed to, and they won't come out and look at it, which is the most wildest shit to me. It's also wild as fuck how some people are in charge of changing the way the job is. They just assume that it's okay adding shit to it without knowing what it's like first and what it will be like afterwards. Place is just a mess. I could just say fuck it and just pick one job, and that will be my job, the same thing I have to do every single day. Depends on the job. I want something where I could see my iPad a lot so I could watch movies, because as of right now I can't really watch anything. Most of those jobs kind of can't look at your iPad. It's a bunch of bullshit, but whatever. It is what it is. I'm just over it. I'm over getting bitched at, getting used and put on the worst fucking jobs. I'm also running around like this because there's a farming spot for licorice, which is what I need to get a goat skull. It seems like it doesn't respawn unless you actually quit the game and come back, which I'm not doing over and over again. I have to learn what I need to get and find the best farming spots for those, or I could just run through the entire map and pick up licorice every time. I don't know what the drop chance is, but I have 102. I hope you guys enjoyed my rant. Next video would probably be me fully completing this game. I do want to get everything else first, just so it's like me getting the secret ending, the good ending, whatever is like the last achievement, and that will give me the achievement to get all the achievements, which will be pretty sick, I think. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to smile and have a great day. I'll see you guys later.